This is Edda the Ice Lady, legendary chili head. That's what I would say. Would you call yourself a legend, Edda?
No,
No.
I'm just a simple girl.
A simple girl. If you've not seen Edda's stuff, you have to check it out because Edda is super good at what she does. There are really very few people I know of who can do what Edda does. I think in the world, I can think of maybe 2 other people I know of who are able to do what Edda does. I would say, Ed, I mean, to be able to consume and review, if you eat a shit ton of heavy chili, it's not very easy to do anything. Yeah. And Edda can do that and then review stuff and talk. And I don't really know how did your tolerance get so fucking high? How is it possible?
I don't even know. So I just know when I noticed that I wanted to have spicy food, like when we went out or something like that, and it was always like disappointing. It was just like meh. It wasn't just, I never got something that was really hot. And then at some point I got in touch with a British guy, which was Bob from Chilli Bob's Farms.
Yeah.
And through a German gardening group. And we got talking and I managed to convince him to send me some pots over from the UK. And he did. And then I finally had some hot stuff. It was really some crazy, super hot stuff. So I think the mildest stuff which I got in that box was some Scotch bonnets. And everything was above. It was like Morugas and Douglas and Nagas and Reapers. And then I thought by myself, okay, I'm going to eat one of those and then I'm just going to record it. So I didn't even plan to put it online or something. I just wanted to see, because I've seen people do crap like that. Eat them and then just...
Very respectful way to describe the chili community. Do crap like that. Yes, okay, yeah, sorry.
So, okay, this is like, let's say like, let me think, that's like 3 years back. So this was 3 years back. And then I just ate it and I expected it to knock me really off my seat and to get me crying and having snots and getting red and everything, but it didn't. So of course it hurt a lot, but I was still able. So this was actually my first review was on a Reaper, and I never had something hotter than a habanero or something like that with food. So, and I ate it.
You ate the Reaper pure for the review?
Yes, a whole one.
Oh, fuck.
It's on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I know that video, actually, if I think about it. I've seen it. Oh, Edda.
Yeah,
dude.
So this was when I really noticed, okay, this is not normal. And then I sent it to Bob and he said, oh my God, this is just great. Put it online. And then I did, and everyone was like, woo. And then I said that more jokingly, but I kind of got the idea. I might go and try and see how a chili eating contest, how far I could get, how that feels, what it is like, and if I could get far. Yes, and then I won that thing. So this happened the next year.
Tell us about the first chili eating contest. Where was it? What was the tasks?
Yeah, this was at East Midlands Chili Festival in UK, close to Nottingham, like East Midlands. And unfortunately, Bob passed away that year, like early, and I don't know exactly, I think it was February or March, when it was really a fast passing away. So he got sick and then he just passed away, and his family decided to have this chili festival despite everything, because they had done it like a few times already, like 5 times or something. And
I bet that's what he would have wanted. I bet that's what he would have wanted too, to be honest.
Exactly. So everyone who knew him had spoken really highly of him. And I got in touch with his son Neil, who was running the business and still does now. So I think they don't have the farm anymore, but he still runs the business, and he's doing chili bobs, so sauces and spices and stuff like that.
And what did you eat? What did you eat on that first contest? What was the chilies that you had to get through? Do you remember?
Oh, I'm not sure if I remember all of them. So it's just like classical chili eating contest. Like when you're sitting there with like, I don't know, we were like 9 or 10 people on the stage, on a long table, and everyone was got introduced. And I of course I booked myself in, and I talked to Neil because I didn't want to go there and then have no spot to sit there. So we agreed beforehand, and so I went there with my friend Annika and my little roadster. We drove over to UK for a weekend camping and chili festival trip. And I was totally excited. And then I thought, okay, I just do this and then I'll see how it goes. And actually they had a beautiful trophy. And of course I thought, okay, I would like to have that, but I had no idea what to expect. So we sat there, and then it went on, and we started with an jalapeno, and then I don't know, round 2 or 3 we had something like a bird's eye, and then an habanero or something like that, and then it went on and on and on. And after round 5, I think people dropped out, like more of them. So like after round 5, we were like 3 or 4 people left. And in the last round, in round 8, we were just 2 people. So it was a guy and me, and he was already like running around, and he was really hot, and he was like sweating and all red, and he struggled already. And then we got a Moruga scorpion, a red one. Wow. And I was just sitting there at my table really calmly and focused, and I was just looking in the crowd. It was so amazing. I've never experienced something like this, because the crowd was just in front of me, and I looked at all of them, and they already started to chant my name. So they were really like, the host was came by, and then they introduced me as the woman who came from Germany to go into a contest and to win, of course. And I was just sitting there really calm and focused and unbothered and unfazed, and this guy was just running around. And then I thought, okay, maybe we don't even need to eat it anymore. So, but he bit in it, and of course I needed too. So I ate mine, and he quit it after half of it. So he grabbed his milk, and then he was out. So that was the moment when I won this contest. Totally crazy experience. One of the best of my life ever.
I wonder for you what chilies are in your life. You know, for me, they've got a place in my life. They do something. It's very, very hard to put in words for me, to be honest with you. They have a place in my life. It's something to do with history and the future. It's a red line that's gone on for my life, you know, this spiciness, even before I knew it, I guess. But then it's something for me about community, and it's something about fear, I think so. I'm British, so I'm a very nervous individual. Brits, we're very nervous. I mean, I come from Eastern European blood, so, but I've grown up in England. So we're a very kind of nervy people. I think that's why we say sorry and please so much, because we don't want to get smacked in the face by anyone, you know? But like, there's also, for me, it's got something to do with monsters. I have this thing in my life for monsters. I'm very scared of almost everything, really am. And I don't like being scared of stuff, you know? Doesn't make my life better. And so I I realized a long time ago that I'm kind of scared of monsters under the bed, the things in the dark that will come and get me, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I get
And
that. I'm never watching any horror or thrillers or something movies, not especially not some where you can see how the monsters look. Like if it's a thriller, one of this kind, which is creepy, but you have to imagine yourself what the villain looks like, or the murderer or something. This is stuff I can't stand, but I can't stand anything where they just give you a figure and you see that person or character already, because this is something what I can't stand, because I always tend to think that I can tolerate everything what I'm imagining. This is just what I can bear with. And everything what they give me, this is just too much. My fantasy couldn't make that up. You know?
Right. I'm
never.
like, I've got this terrible thing whereby it's not terrible, it's good. If I'm scared of something, you know, then I want to look at it. I really do, you know, and I want to go and I want to find the monster. So if I see it in a movie, a concept, for example, yeah, I think about what you would call in Germany the movie The Große Weiße Hai, or The Weiße Hai, I think. So in English, we call it Jaws.
Yeah.
And I realized that I was scared of monsters, and I wondered where monsters were. And that movie told me that was what monsters were. And so I took myself, it was my present to me for my 30th birthday. I took myself I thought I could leave that fear somewhere. So I would go and find the real monsters, you know? So I went and found some balls of ice high, some great white sharks, and jumped in the water with them in the light and the dark. And
that's crazy. I wouldn't do that.
Did it make me less scared of monsters? No. Did it make me more scared of the sea? Yes. But then in a strange way, that's what chilies are for me. Yeah. It's the same sort of thing. I've got a thing, and because I'm a pussy when it comes to chili. Edda, you've seen me eating chili extract and stuff. You know what a wimp I am. In German, they have a lovely word, Weichei. I love to use that to describe myself. In English, you translate that as a soft egg. And to put that in a context, the word egg in German, or eggs, can also mean balls. And so it's, you know, like testicles. So it's kind of like soft testicles, I guess you could say. Yeah. And so that's what chilies are. It's a bit like the great white sharks. It's like there's a monster. I'm scared of it. So I want to go where it is as close as I can so that I can go away from it and live and be okay. And then in the future, I'm less scared of the monster. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see where you're going. Yeah, okay. So I'm a competitor, so I do challenges and stuff like this. And of course, this is kind of challenging oneself with spice, with chilies, with the challenges which are actually in the League of Fire. So that everything, all of this is just like a personal thing for me. So I don't do them for points, like not really for points. I do them because I want to know, okay, can I do this? And that's it, usually.
So it's about challenging yourself, the chilies, then?
Yes. It's like just testing my own boundaries about them. And I don't know, they got just an important part of my life. So when I started with chili, so I always did gardening because this was a passion which I inherited from my grandpa, like working in a garden. I don't know really what I'm doing, but I love doing it. So I was gardening, and then I had a house and a garden, and of course I thought about what can I plant. So, and then of course it was chilies when I stumbled upon them, because they are beautiful, and generally I liked spice a lot. And of course having different varieties, like stuff which wasn't available or isn't available in the broad market, or like in our markets and supermarkets and so on. This was actually the challenge to get them. So that's what we talked about, Bob and I, because I wanted some, yeah, exotic chilies, so to say, and to know what they are, not just any random pots without a name.
Yeah. Do you, when you're growing, for me, I'm similar. I love to grow. I come from, I learned most of my gardening skills working in professional cannabis growing. I worked for a couple of years in the Netherlands for a cannabis breeding company. And so I was growing and breeding cannabis quite legally, nothing illegal about it. And in fact, actually for governments, some of them, we did one for a government, in fact. So definitely not illegal. But I came from that into chili growing and applied the skills there. And I wonder for you, so for me, there's a difference between when I grow, so some chilies are needing, really needing me, you know, like they need you. Oh my God. I'm thinking about ricottos here when I grow ricottos. I'm thinking about those highly crossed strains, like a Carolina Reaper, for example, that really need your support, you know, and they got to be attended to. But then on the other side, I have to admit, there's a certain joy I get of a high-powered chili plant with fast growth that, you know, like I think about lantern chilies here. Strangely enough, this season, I've discovered a new one, which is Coyote Zen White, which is astonishing to me because you would imagine it would be a very difficult chili to grow because it's white, so, you know, heavily inbred chili, but that bitch just fucking rolls. Woo! Like that, yeah. And we've also been growing the last few years speedballs. I don't know if you ever tried one of those, but that's an astonishing chili to grow. It just goes like that, you know.
No, I don't think I know it.
Oh, sweetie, I'll send you seeds. I'll send you seeds.
Yes,
I'll send you
please.
seeds. Yeah.
So I have like at least 240 varieties, which I have seeds for. So it's really a huge collection, and I got so many seeds sent and gifted and traded with of course friends from the community, and also some which I collected from chilies which were sent to me for reviews, and I did reviews, and usually I collect the seeds even if I don't like them, because I don't like all of them. Of course, I have a personal taste in which I like and which I dislike. But yeah, so I grew maybe like, let me think, maybe 50 of those varieties in total yet. And this year, unfortunately, was really a crap season. So the weather was so awful for growing chilies here in Northern Germany.
Season, no.
Yes.
In Southern Germany also, it was a pretty bad season.
Yeah, it was really a pretty bad season. It was challenging, but okay, that's it. It can happen. And next year, I will need to have an even smaller grow. And I think actually, this was what I was aiming at last year, to have like 10 varieties and then go with that. And I ended up with 40 plants and 25 varieties, something like that.
Yeah, so, you're the same as me. You're the same as me. Myself and my partner, Mrs. 420, we always do the same thing. We're like, all right, let's focus on just like doing like 10, 15 varieties this year. And by the end of the season, there's 70 different varieties on the balcony. That's the way it works. But what do you like the most, though? Where do you go in terms of your favoritism? Do you like more the plants that really need your babying and your attention? Or do you like the ones that just go? What do you prefer?
I prefer some which give fruit, actually, because I was really unlucky this year. So I didn't really get fruits from my chilies, from my own plants. I had almost no almost no harvest at all. So some of
Oh,
them
shit.
did get only to flowering, and then that's it. That's how far I got. So yes, of course, I like to be attentive with them, but it's actually nice if they do what you expect them to do. So I don't like the very mimosa things. So
If we
mimsy.
talk about favorite and hated varieties, I have to put my hand up and say the Naga family, including all of them, like the Naga Marich,
Yeah,
and all of those chilies,
they are very
not
prolific.
they are not my friends. It's so strange because
Really? Because
those ones I like
usually
to
they
grow
grow
them.
like weed.
I
Really
like to grow them. Don't misunderstand me. I enjoy growing Nagas. I think they're beautiful, especially the Dorset Naga. I'm a very big fan of the Dorset Naga as a plant. But in terms of eating chilies, yeah, they're not the hottest chili out there. I mean, I think the scorpions, the Moruga scorpions, and definitely the reapers come in with a heavier capsaicin hit, But
yes.
the way the Nagas, the capsaicin hits me from the Naga, it's my least favorite chili. I'm not enjoying it.
That's why they are the ghost chilies, right? They creep up upon one after some time. So when you think, okay, this is it, it's done, or I'm over the peak, then it hits you again.
I would say for me, one of the reasons why I don't like the Nagas is it reminds me of when I used to be single. And see, I like a little bit of mystery and romance. I like a bit of that. Do you know what I mean? I'm a guy who likes romanticness. And I don't like it if I'm trying to have my mystery and my romance and someone just jumps all over me. That makes me ugh. And that's how I feel about the Naga family. It's like going to the cinema on a first date and someone putting their hand down my trousers. I just don't feel comfortable with it. It's not my thing. You know what I mean? It's like, ugh.
Yeah, I get that. So they have different burn profiles. So usually I don't select my personal favorites only after how they burn, because I really enjoy that they burn, and I really like super hot ones. So all of the chilies I grow, I'm also eating them. I don't grow them because they look beautiful only, but the flavor they have is actually key. This is really the main reason why I grow and why I enjoy eating them. And from all chili stuff out there, like talking pots or sauces or tincture or sweets or whatever else there is, my favorite are really fresh chilies. I really love eating them.
What's your favorite pods? What's your favorite pods for eating?
Oh, I have like a few different ones, and there's always different ones coming up when I get like boxes sent. I had really a beautiful one just now recently from my friend Carl from Ireland, and it was the 7-pot Kim, which is his cross.
7-pot Kim?
Kim, yes, after Kimberly. It's just about to be released. I think it's stable enough. Only a few selected people got to grow it yet, but I did a review on it just recently when I prepared for this competition in October. So he sent me a box and they were in there. So I got to review one, and it was really a beautiful chili with a great taste. And this is what I like most. If they are, it wasn't overpowering hot. It could have been hotter for my tolerance at least. But I think for most people, it's already unbearable. So the heat, but the taste was so good. And this is what I like. And I also like surprises. I'm not like having only a few types. So I grew or I tried to grow white varieties this season because I think that they are among my favorite flavors. And then I had a yellow 7-pot, which was a special strain from a friend. And it had just such a fantastic flavor. This is why I grew it. And then there's some aji, of course.
If we talk aji, I'm going in the direction of the aji ananas and the aji citron, the aji pineapple and the lemon drop, I guess you could say. I like those for powders. They make the best powders, in my opinion.
Yes, they are very flavorful. So like this bacatums, they have really like a great flavor overall. So, but from the new ones, which I got last year for a review, were the Archie Body Snatcher. I grew those, and I grew the Sugar Rush. It meant to be a stripy, but mine turned out a red one. So it's
we've got that the first time this year. Our friend in Berlin, maybe you know him, Danger Man. You know him?
Yes.
Danger Man Gardens.
Bill.
Yeah. He sent us some Sugar Rush peach, and these things are so beautiful. The pictures I've seen of them, I wonder what they taste like. I've never tasted one. Do you taste one?
Yes. So I didn't have a peach one. So I had for tasting, I only had there's a peach one, and there's a red one, and there's the striped one, the stripy. And I meant to grow the stripy, but my seeds were apparently like not from a stable cross, or I don't know, it uncrossed, if you want to put it like that. And that mine turned red, but the flavor of them was really fantastic. They are really sweet and crunchy and all together. So this impression, so like if you eat them, these are some which you could just snack them away. So
do
like
you have any chilies that do you have any chilies that you don't like?
Yes, I'm not a big fan of peach varieties and chocolate varieties, because usually I feel them very floral.
Okay.
But I need to say that this season I got sent many chilies from friends in Germany, and I had the impression that a lot of them were floral, which I didn't expect them to be, like varieties which I knew. And I think that it might be very much an influence of the weather too, like if they have sun or they don't have sun, and if it's too dry or too wet or whatever weather influences there are. So I'm not sure if that's even possible. So I'm not a biologist, of course. I don't know a lot about plant genetics. So I grow them because I enjoy eating them, and of course I like beautiful plants. And this is my third season growing own chilies, so it's not like I'm an expert or something. So I just do it, and then it's learning by doing. And
well, I know myself, and I guess anyone who's followed your activities will know that you've been growing hydroponic this year a little bit as well. You've been growing Kratzky method.
Yes, this was the first try.
It's your first try at hydro. Yeah, I wanted to ask you, what's your opinion? What did you enjoy the experience?
Yes, but I haven't been very successful, and I couldn't figure out why. And at some point I moved my plants outside in Mom's yard, so just in her backyard, and they were like in a kind of shady, but also a little bit protected corner. And actually I just brought one, like on Monday after work, I went by at my mom and I brought one of the plants, which is looking fantastic. It's not big, but shall I get it? It's just here.
Oh, please. Yes, please. I love it. Chili plant porn coming up for everybody. This is what I mean when I say chilies are amazing. Oh, look at that sexy
You see it?
Yeah.
And
I do.
it has fruits. Do you see that?
Edda, lift her up a bit. Lift her up a little bit higher. Yeah, there we go. That's it. That's it. Uh-huh.
So
Oh,
it
wow.
sheds a few leaves now, but this was to expect. It has
Yeah.
2 little fruits. This is my Kangstar lemon starburst plant. And but it's full of buds, and apart from shedding a few leaves now.
To be
after I
expected this
brought
time
her
of year.
inside.
To be expected. It's to be expected this time of year that it would shed some leaves.
Yes, it's full of flower buds, and the plant. So I didn't care for it since August, since I moved. I didn't do anything with it. It was just outside in the yard, and it rained on it, and it was just out there, neglected.
And that's a hydro plant. That's a hydro plant. So the rain went into the hydro mix.
Yes.
Wow. And she's still so healthy. Amazing.
She is totally healthy. That's why I decided to bring her in. Actually, I don't have space here to overwinter plants. But
bring them to the Chilli Lounge. I will put all of your plants in the Chilli Lounge and overwinter them for you. That's an open offer. All right, my friend.
Yeah, I would, but it's just not like around the corner, right? We're like 600 kilometers apart, so that's quite a ride.
For those of you who don't know out there in TV land, Edda and I are both in Germany, but Germany is not like a town. Germany is like a very big country. And Edda is in the north of Germany. I'm in the south of Germany, some hundreds and hundreds of kilometers away from each other. I know if you're an Australian watching this, that hundreds of kilometers is not that far for you. But however, for us, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So will you be going further with your experiments with hydroponics?
I will start some plants again. So I think in January, so I just found, like, when I was in Spain now, I found they had a really, really nice yellow scorpion, which had a great taste. So it's not like every yellow scorpion tastes the same. Maybe it was the Spanish sun and climate which made it taste that good. I'm not sure about that, but it's, of course, there are different strains, right? Like, the genetics develop differently if you have them from Spain, or you have one in Northern America, or one in Germany, or whatever.
That's the joy. That's the joy of it, if you ask me.
Yes.
I adore that.
So
I adore that.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is, I will get some of this yellow moruga seeds from them, and then I will get some of their local chilies they are growing down there. So it's just like some pointy, half twisted chilies, which are initially like light green, and then they turn orange, red, something like that. And they are just medium spicy, but this is just something for chopping them in a salad, and they were pretty tasty. So we had some there. So, and I would like to try to grow them here. Why not? So this is just like, and then of course I will need to make my mind up. So, but this will be in January, mid-January or something like that, when I start my seeds. And then I
think we should come together again when you start your seeds for a little overview of what's happening in Edda's garden for the next season. The Ice Lady's garden, that's what we'll call that episode. I love it. Actually, you know,
I used to document pretty well what I did with my plants and also my harvest and so on, but I didn't share anything anymore because it was just so frustrating to see all these plants wilt and die and just suffer terribly in the garden. So I left them with my brother at his garden, and they didn't do well at all. So this is just like, I didn't see anything like that ever before. So hopefully next year will be better.
The joy. And actually, I think that brings us to a really nice point here, which we can end on today. The the joy is then comes another season. You see?
Yes.
And that's so true of everything. I mean, if you find something you love and something to do that you enjoy, there's always a new season around the corner. If you're a chili dude, there's always a new step you can take. And it's like life, you know, there's always a new season just waiting to happen for you. I think the most important thing you got to do is find something you love and be passionate about it, you know?
Yes.
That to me is the strongest thing.
Yes, I'm happy I found mine. My thing to do is chilies, like everything around them.
I love it. Boys and girls in television land, we're going to say goodbye now, but please take a lesson from what Edda did, the ice lady up there, a very sweet, warm and loving person, not icy at all. You'll find when you get to know her, and you should check out what she's up to online, but you should take a lesson from what Edda's up to up there, you know, really find something, love it, be passionate about it, and don't panic, because there's going to be another season coming soon as well. And that's how that works. Well, I guess we're going to say goodbye, Edda and I. So we, both of us here, yeah, we wish you a lovely evening and send you a big kiss. Mwah. Oh, I'm so happy we did that.